Guys, I'm gonna be honest, I think Marvel is back. I am actually more excited than I have ever been for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. After a 5-year absolute slump, we are finally going to get back into this thing, okay? Thunderbolts the other night was incredible. My review is still up, so check that out, but it only got me more and more excited about the next 2 movies coming. Fantastic Four First Steps and Avengers Doomsday are really going to be a reset point and almost like a soft reboot for the MCU, and I think that is exactly what we have needed for a very long time. Thunderbolts really kicked off this reboot with that ending. Branding them as the new Avengers, we finally have a direction for this franchise, and I am so excited to see what's next. What's up guys, Mike here. For more content like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Let's do it. So I'm actually still on a high after seeing Thunderbolts at the Melbourne premiere screening on Tuesday night. I don't want to reiterate too much of what I said in my review, but basically I thought it was great. I thought the performances were awesome, the story was awesome, and honestly, as I said, setting it up as this reset of the MCU is exactly what we needed. And we've got Fantastic Four First Steps coming out next, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I've ever been more excited for an MCU movie. And I was super into the MCU back during like the original era, heading into Endgame. This past 5 years has been a dark period for Marvel fans, but I really think it is coming back. I loved Fantastic Four, the movies that came out in the 2000s. I just think the Fantastic Four are so iconic, maybe for my generation because of those movies in the 2000s, but also just their powers are really unique and fun. Plus they have really solid developed personalities and there's only like a few of them, so like you really get to know them all. Whereas when I compare it to something like Eternals, for example, like they introduced what, like 7, 8, 9 new heroes, none of which have had any relevance in the series since then, and it was just way too many people at once to introduce. And having the Fantastic Four, you know, you've got Mr. Fantastic, and his personality is like he's this leader, and he's like super smart, and he's like the peacekeeper. You've got Johnny Storm, who's the hot-headed young guy who is just like energetic and bubbly. You've got the Thing, who's like aggressive and angry. An Invisible Woman, who's more calm. She's like the maternal figure of the group. I think the powers are also great. We have never seen Stretch in the Marvel universe except for when John Krasinski played Mr. Fantastic in Doctor Doom and the Multiverse of Madness. And we only saw like a brief amount of Stretch power. So I want to see what they can do with Stretch power on the big screen, okay? Like I really want to see that power. We've seen that power before in The Incredibles with Elastigirl, and there's so many cool little things you can do with it, like when she stretches into a parachute or a little boat. Like, I don't know if they'll go that style for Mr. Fantastic in this movie, but it is cool to see what is achievable with this power. The Thing is also another character I'm really excited to see on screen. To be honest, I actually love Michael Chiklis's Thing. I think the nuance in his performance was great. I feel like you could really feel the heart and warmth of that character and the fear and the hurt within that character after he has been transformed into this rock thing. So I'd really love to see more of that and the deep kind of darkness and sadness within the character, but also like this yearning to do what's right. I like the Thing's new design. I think it's more close to the comics, but to be honest, I never had a problem with Michael Chiklis' design. Human Torch is interesting as well because obviously Chris Evans played him in the Fantastic Four original movies in the 2000s. He has since reprised that role in Deadpool and Wolverine. So it would be interesting to see if the 2 Human Torches could meet, or even if Chris Evans' Human Torch met Chris Evans's Captain America. Like there's so much fun that could be done there. I mean, it's definitely not going to happen in the Fantastic Four movie coming up, but it still would be really interesting. The other thing I really like about this movie is we are not doing the Fantastic Four origin story again. This is a great decision by Marvel. They did the same thing with Spider-Man Homecoming when it came out, and Insomniac also did it with the Spider-Man video game when that came out. Skipping those first moments, which now have been done so many times and everyone kind of knows the origin story, is such a great idea. We don't need to retread on that ground, especially after the absolutely terrible 2015 Fantastic Four, or Fan4 Stick as a lot of people like to call it. I think it's a great idea that we're just getting straight into it all without having to like dilly-dally around the origin story, because that feels like a handbrake that is preventing us from just getting on with it. And of course, being set in this other universe, and at the end of Thunderbolts, spoilers, we do see the Fantastic Four ship coming into the new dimension. It is clear that there is going to be a big reset of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and the Fantastic Four, I believe, are going to take sort of like the front running of like who's in charge, especially now we've lost Iron Man, we've lost Captain America. Like Fantastic Four, I think, are going to be the figureheads. So this movie really needs to work, and I think all the ingredients are there for this to be a hit. I really believe that this will be a great movie, and I cannot wait. It's honestly, I am ecstatic from Thunderbolts, and I cannot wait for what's next. Like the ideas in my mind are swirling, and I think it's really looking like Marvel is back on track. Whew, thank you so much for watching, guys. Hey, if you like this video and you want more, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and comment your thoughts. Are you excited for Fantastic Four and Avengers Doomsday? What is the next movie you would like to see? If you made it to the end of the video and you can't think of a comment, but you want to help me out in the algorithm because you're a good guy and you think I'm a good guy, just comment below, flame on. That way I know you made it to the end of the video and you're a true fan. While I've got you, I'm all over the internet doing dumb stuff that I think is cool. I have a blog, I have a podcast, and I also make all these videos into blog posts. You can find the links to all of that down below. And if you like this video, YouTube reckons you might like this one here, but if you just want to watch a bunch of Marvel videos, check out this playlist right here. I think you'll really like it. That's pretty much it from me though. My name's Mike. This has been The Inside of My Mind, and I'll catch you later.